Senate adjourn to a date to be fixed by the President.
Honorable members, the question is that at its rising today, the Senate adjourn to a date to be fixed by the President. All those in favor kindly say aye. Aye. Those against kindly say no. I think the ayes have it.
Public business, government business, motion.
I recognize the leader of government business.
Extending the period of public emergency in the country of Belize declared by proclamation of the Governor General on April the 1st, 2020, motion 2020. Mr. President, I move that whereas Section 18, subsection 2 of the Belize Constitution provides that the Governor General may, by proclamation which shall be published in the Gazette, declare that a state of public emergency exists for the purpose of Part 2 of the Constitution. And whereas Section 18, subsection 3 of the Belize Constitution provides that in order to have effect, the proclamation must contain a declaration of the Governor General that he is satisfied that a public emergency has arisen as a result of the outbreak of infectious disease. And whereas Section 18, subsection 4 of the Belize Constitution provides that a proclamation made under Section 18, subsection 2 may be made so as to apply only to such part of Belize as may be specified in the proclamation. And whereas Section 18, subsection 5 of the Belize Constitution provides that a proclamation made by the Governor General for the purpose of and in accordance with Section 18 of the Constitution shall, unless previously revoked, remain in force for a period not exceeding 1 month, but may be extended from time to time by a resolution passed by the National Assembly for further periods, not exceeding, in respect of each such extension, a period of 12 months, and may be revoked at any time by a resolution of the National Assembly. And whereas having been satisfied that a public emergency has arisen in the entire country of Belize as a result of the outbreak of infectious disease known as COVID-19, the Governor General, by proclamation made on the first day of April 2020, by statutory instrument number 45 of 2020, declared that a state of public emergency exists in the entire country of Belize, and that the proclamation shall, unless previously revoked, remain in force for a period not exceeding 1 month, or such longer period not exceeding 12 months, as may be determined by resolution passed by the National Assembly. And whereas recognizing that the period of public emergency shall expire at the end of the day on the 30th day of April 2020, and being satisfied that a period of public emergency persists in the entire country of Belize as a result of the outbreak of the infectious disease known as COVID-19, now therefore be it resolved that this Honorable House, being satisfied that a period of public emergency persists in the entire country of Belize as a result of the outbreak of infectious disease known as COVID-19, hereby extends the period of public emergency in the country of Belize for a further period of 2 months.
Senator Shabat.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I rise to make my contribution to the debate on the motion extending the period of public emergency in the country of Belize declared by the proclamation of the Governor General on April 1st, 2020, motion 2020. Before proceeding, Mr. President, I would like to pause a moment to join you, as you had, to honor the life of those we've lost to this coronavirus, and also to offer a silent prayer to all those who continue to battle with this disease. We also, Mr. President, take the opportunity to remind and to ask all the people of Belize to continue maintaining social distancing, to continue wearing masks when they're out in the public, to wash their hands as frequently as they can, and to establish all the other protocols and to follow all the established protocols. Mr. President, it is up to us to battle and to defeat this virus. No state of emergency can help us do that. And with your permission, Mr. President, I'd like to refer to my notes. Thank you. We're here today to extend the state of emergency for 60 more days. But do you know what has happened these past 30 days? Let me tell you, and I will break it down, Mr. President, because I want even the children who are possibly listening to understand what has happened. Very simply, no job, which means no money, which means no food, which means, Mr. President, that people are hungry, and that means that people are desperate. Do you understand the gravity of this? No jobs, no money. According to the Prime Minister, 88,000 people have applied for the unemployment benefit. That program, after 1 month, has now been closed. Of the 88,000 people, 33,771 applications have been approved, but only 23,680 have actually been paid out. And this is from the Prime Minister's interview, televised interview last week, Thursday. These are where these figures are coming from, Mr. President. And so, in effect, only 27% of those persons who have asked for help have actually received the help. Secondly, Mr. President, no food. No food. People have not been receiving the food packages they have been asking for. People don't have the money to go out and buy the food. They don't have jobs to get money. But yet, a month later, they're still waiting for the food packages, Mr. President. They have to either call Human Services or go online and fill out a form to see if they qualify to receive food. What is wrong with us? We have people waiting weeks and weeks to get an answer, and still, many of them are still waiting. The reality is that tens of thousands of Belizean families are going to bed hungry because they have not received their food packages. In Cayo North, for example, Mr. President, we assisted over 500 people with their applications for their food packages. And to date, even this morning as I drove here, I was getting calls from people that they have heard nothing back from Human Services. And it's been a month. It's been a month. Not a phone call, not an answer, not a promise. No hope to the people, Mr. President. But we're asking for 60 more days. Mr. President, I challenge this government to show us, to show the people of Belize how they decide who gets a food package. People complain that they have not been receiving it, but yet they have seen supporters of the UDP getting. Here, Mr. President, we're dealing with a pandemic. We're not dealing with parties. Here, we're dealing with the people of Belize. We're dealing with people who are hungry. And regardless of your political persuasion, you should be entitled to get some type of assistance with food. You see, Mr. President, there has to be transparency and accountability in these programs. Everyone needs help across the board, regardless of your political persuasion. On Saturday, and this is important, Mr. President, on Saturday, I saw Alberto Agas. Remember him, AG? I saw Alberto Agas post, he's the current deputy of the UDP party, and I saw him post on social media that he will ensure that everyone in Cayo who apply gets their food package. Mr. President, he has said it better than I could or anybody could. The fact of the matter is, for anybody to get any benefit, for anybody to get any food package, you either have to go to a UDP crony, a UDP standard bearer, or a UDP minister to get you on that list. It cannot be, Mr. President. People are hungry. And what does that mean? Do you know what it means to be hungry? In this room? None of us know. None of us know. You could feed your family. I could feed my family. We know the feel that pain. But the people out there know what it means to be hungry. They know, Mr. President. And it is easy for us to come here and pass a law for 60 more days when we are failing to deliver basic food to the most needy of our people. People have become desperate because they have no way of feeding themselves, their children, and the elderly in their homes. This is critical, Mr. President. We are in a state where people in this country have become desperate for food. And that, Mr. President, is what we've been living in this country for the past 12 years. And